Benal Minta Akando visited the Greater Accra Regional Hospital following a violent incident that left staff traumatized and one nurse severely injured. The attack, which occurred Sunday evening, was led by a social media activist identified as Raph St. Williams, aka Fellow Ghanaians. According to hospital authorities, Raph, who had injured fingers, became agitated after being asked to activate his card before receiving treatment. At the time, another accident victim with a head injury was receiving emergency attention. Moments later, Raph returned to the hospital with about 50 rowdy men who stormed the emergency ward, assaulting staff and disrupting services. Nurses were forced to change out of their uniforms to avoid being targeted, but one nurse, Rejoice Tuchu, was brutally attacked, suffering injuries to her head, chest, and arm. Hospital management says the assault lasted 2 hours before calm was restored. Health Minister Kobena Minta Akando condemned the act, describing it as unacceptable under any circumstances.
What is very important is that irrespective of the level of provocation at any health facility in this country, it does not warrant any physical attack or assault on any health professionals. I do not think that our health professionals deserve this kind of treatment. It does not necessarily mean that the allegation of delay in attending to them is true or false.
He asked the police to investigate the incident and arrest all suspects linked to the attack.
And let me also make the point that we will investigate the alleged delay in the healthcare or in the treatment of those who were involved in the accident. This has also brought to fore about the security of the health personnel, especially at Ridge Hospital. And I have instructed that that must continue and we must put measures in place to prevent the reoccurrence of this particular incident. The law must take its own course. So the issue must be investigated and the law must take its own course. That's what.
Just as the minister and his team were coming out of a closed-door meeting with the hospital's management, Raph St. Williams, aka Fellow Ghanaians, drove in a black vehicle, exchanged pleasantries with the team, and drove back.
Now, upon watching this video, I want to respond to the developments so far in this medical negligence issue that happened last 2 days on a Sunday. I've seen a lot of media posts, but I mean the social media ones are not much of a concern, but the ones that comes from the mainstream media, the well trained professional media houses, where proper investigations needs to be carried out, both parties needs to be heard. Even if not both parties, you need to dig more deeper to verify, to authenticate, to get other views. That is what a proper media house does. And respectfully, I greet you, Mr. Bulare, I think the CEO for Star FM and GH1 Media or TV. He's one of the CEOs that I really respect in the media space because I'm somebody who loves fashion, and if you know Bulare, you know he's up to task when it comes to fashion, and I really admire him from afar. But sir, I think you need to call your reporters or your anchors to order, because though you see, you don't just capture things and put it in the public domain without authenticating the purpose and the reasons for those particular things you capture to your audience, by vaguely you putting certain things in the public domain to look as if, all right, in this video you watched, the reporter or the anchor read, and I know a reporter might have taken the report and reported it. See, majority of the media houses play this game. I have been in the media space and I know what I'm talking about. This is not about social media. So I heard it when he was reporting that a social media activist, I'm just not a social media activist. And my brother, the fact that you people find yourself in these media spaces, doesn't mean you are intelligent, you are smarter, or anything than some of us. I am telling you, you can be smarter than any of the social media influencers or people that make noise on social media. But Raph, be careful. You know why I'm saying this? Because I take time to do what I do. I am well calculated when I'm doing anything I'm doing in the public space. So when you are around my circle, any day, anytime, be very careful. Especially when you're doing the wrong thing. Be very careful. Especially whatever you're doing has to do with Ghana. Be very careful. Yes, a lot of people might say, oh, I saw Ghana. Yes, also go to Ghana, but I was born in Ghana, I was raised in Ghana, I would die as a Ghanaian, and I'm telling you, be careful when you're around me and you're dealing with Ghana, because I don't know where this spirit came from. I don't know where this energy came from, but I'm telling you, when you are around me, be very careful. Now, the reporter had said that upon an indoor conversation with the medical staff, when the minister was coming out, Raph De Fellow Ghanaians, aka Raph De St. Williams, aka Raph De Fellow Ghanaians, was seen driving in a black vehicle. That is a breach of security. In fact, I don't care though, but I'm saying that, does the black car really add up to the reportage you are doing? The black car doesn't matter. He drove in, went and had pleasantries with the minister, period. Drove in with the black car, doesn't really add up. And I know your boss watching this video will tell you, that part was nonsense, it was useless, it was a waste of time in our media space when you are anchoring or when you are presenting a story, right? It was a waste of time because you need to be concise, you need to know what you are talking about. So he drove in, went and had pleasantries with the minister. Upon that incident, we pushed to Raph to have a conversation with him, of which he said he doesn't want to have any media engagement now, which was respected, period. But then, let me prove to you that this reporter or the media space, the journalists, some of them are not for the people. They don't even understand their work responsibility as journalists, right? He claimed that I came in, had some pleasantries with the minister and even the CEO, Dr. Leslie, at the hospital and left, right? But watch this video.
So, Endra and I don't know. So, I'm going to talk to man.
Yes. I was well, they took him to the car, and then that was when they took him to the AMC scanning center.
Okay, they took him to and they brought him back.
That was when Mr. Eric came. Mr. Eric.
Okay,
That was
Eric.
when he came to talk to the doctor who came out to assist you with your hand. He was the one who directed everything, and then the ambulance came, and then they rushed him to the medical center, and then so he's responding now to treatment and all that.
That's the most important thing. I'm also making sure that every situation that happens in our system, we must also take advantage of it to advocate for something right to be done. So this morning when I went for my checkup, I said no, it's very much important that I report this to the right channels for the right things to be done. So we went to the Ministry of Health, and from there I said no, let's pass here, so that we'll come check up on him as well. Since I have went for a checkup, it is very fair that if I'm okay, I'll come and also check up on him. I think there was this narrative being put out there by the Rich Hospital that there was some assault and some invasion. Invasion in the context is when you are not, you forcefully enter somewhere, or you force yourself into places that you're not being allowed. I don't think it was the right word to use, that people invaded the hospital. As in what? And assault, I cannot say for evidential basis that any person that came here assaulted somebody physically. Verbally, yes, it was true, but something needs to trigger something. What actually happened? You know, bedside manners and negligence of medical staff was getting so much, and it draws the concern of anybody around, either a relative or a patient or whatever, to, you know, raise concerns. And we all know, those that have having opportunities to travel out and those that even see this in videos and, you know, post and other stuff, knows that countries where health is an essential thing in the lives of the people, countries where, you know, people's welfare, it's in the hands of the nurses and they understand the responsibility they carry, will never be using such statements like, you know, these statements are statements that you don't have to make it. On top of it, some were making statements like politicians, all in the name that you asked me to go and buy a bandage, and I asked you, a whole rich hospital doesn't have bandage, and this is the response you give me. Anybody will get triggered, do you understand, and react towards it. So if that is what they are actually terming as an assault, then maybe we would have to apologize for that. But some responsibilities needs to also be taken by the Minister of Health, because people are actually, if not sabotage, are acting irresponsible, and they need to be attended to. There need to be a response. There need to be a professional response.
After watching this video, now tell me, did I leave? Now let me tell you why I went to the hospital. In the morning, this issue is not something that the regular issues that happen, we take videos. Raph, when I come to a place and I do a video or anything I talk about on social media, it is not for social media clouds, my brothers, fellow Ghanaian youth. Whatever I am doing it to awaken the conscience. I am doing it to call for the resetting of our system. So when that incident happened, in the morning when I waked up, I went to a place to report it on a higher rank. Again, living there, it was very fair that yes, most of these incidents happen, and the medical hierarchy or protocols, you would have to go to the Ghana Health Service. The Ghana Health Service will go to the Ghana whatever, and the Ghana whatever. But all conversations around health ends up in the Ministry of Health. So, Raph, why not going to the Ministry of Health to report this if directly you can find the minister or the director of the Ghana Health Ministry of Health? I went there. I was told I have a lengthy conversation, over 1 hour conversation, if not 1.5 hours. I won't mention details, right? But upon leaving, I knew that the minister was at the hospital, of which I was actually going to go there to visit the guy, because I was told that the guy was brought back to the Rich Hospital. Now, when I go to the Rich Hospital, the minister accidentally was coming out of the hospital. I said, no, why not going to greet him? And if you go to the ministries, you would have to book an appointment with the minister. But since he's here right now, and I know for sure that the minister was there because of the incident that has happened, let me go to him and book an appointment directly from him and go and see him. Whatever conversations we had with the minister, I won't disclose it. But my black box has been found. Before I did the live video, how many hours we had spent, and I want you to focus on these pictures I am going to be adding here. Check the time. This was an hour after the whole ignorance and the negligence of medical staffers not doing anything, right? I started recording this. And check details, time. When you see the time, then you realize that the guy had started recording, taking pictures of the actions and inactions of some of the medical staff. They want to get details. I dare them to bring footages. They have a CCTV camera there. Bring a single footage that anybody physically assaulted any medical staffer. I will bear consequences of it. But this is to help strengthening our structures. This is to help break that chain of medical negligence and rudeness of some of our medical staffers. Just because they feel like they are in the medical space, I don't know, either they think they are doing us a favor when we come to the hospital. You're not doing us a favor. It's a chain of responsibilities. I do my own, you do your own, and we keep moving. Regardless of your impunity, regardless of the disrespect, the arrogance, at the end of the month, as far as you are being recorded as part of a Ghanaian worker in our friends say Ghana labor, whatever, you will be paid at the end of the month, and that salary you are receiving accord you with a level of responsibility. And for this, I am advocating that majority of our wards should be having CCTV cameras. If we had CCTV camera, it is not about people coming there to do things, but at least it would also call the awareness of the nurses and the medical staff that somebody is watching us, and every actions we are putting up in these hospitals are being seen by somebody. So they will actually start exercising caution. There are statements that are coming out very provocating, very filthy, and some very political. We need to fix our systems. But like I said, the black box has been found. I have evidences, okay? Because before that live video, if you think that that was the only video, I have series of videos, series of recording. Before, what actually triggered the youth to come inside again? They said Raph De Fellow Ghanaians had incited or went to bring some guys. The guys were even there before I go to the hospital. There has been an accident that a motor rider was being rushed to the hospital, and then Raph was called that Charlie Obi in the accident too. Am I at the hospital? I said no, motor there. Hospital. Most of the cases I've been hearing, no, they don't pay attention to them. Then let me also go there. Upon my way going, somebody came and crashed my motor as well, and I also ran into an accident that I couldn't even use my bike no more. I have to go to the hospital myself by somebody riding me. And when we go to the hospital, I was even telling them to come down because the other first guy was being neglected in the name of a card. And that I came, calming the guys down, that they should all leave, and there is evidences in respect to this. The guys left, and after an hour, knowing that I was in there and being attended to, nothing happened. So when I got pissed off and started recording, I stepped out of the emergency and the trauma room, came out, and the guy saw me and was like, oh, senior bossu, I did not attend to you. You see, this is the reason why I'm saying that we should put some heat on them. Oh. And that was when they got inside. Let's be very honest. And the lady, no saying in Semebubu, Emma, we need dislocation of shoulder. Anyone want to baby me? Baby. I'm a traditionalist. I'm a full traditionalist. I believe in the cause of my ancestors. I believe that when I call upon them, they hail to me. And I'm telling you. So be the Nsakawa, and you're wrong. I will never, as an advocate, sit down and watch that happen. But if Obi and Fan in Sankau, and it's a cooked up to cover up the nonsense that has been happening in the hospital. There are hospital medical staffers baby. Ako finding themselves in a situation they ended up in hospital. The way you treat you, they can even attest to this video that not fair. And even as medical staffers, when who say your medical staffers and sana must it be so? We are fixing a system, and I will do this regardless. We have a responsibility and a role to play in fixing our country. You play your own, I play my own, and we fix it. The back crashes and all the noise coming from center, I am focused. I know where I'm going. I know the consequences and the, of our people, the actions that will come. I know because the system has been programmed, which has affected the mind and the thinking of the people, the youth. And you see this? Don't stereotype on me when you see me, because this is an antenna that connects to the universe for me to start thinking like a human. Be careful when you're dealing with me, because I'm well calculated. Long live Ghana, and God continue to bless our homeland. The name has always remained Raph De Fellow Ghanaians. Like my video, share the video, and put your comment in the comment section, because it's very much important that we take some of these records to straighten ourselves in our line of duties as advocates and activists. Thank you so much. Like the video again. The name must always remain Raph De Fellow Ghanaians. Share the video to reach a lot of viewers.